Happy birthday, Bingo!
167 years.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we are very, very excited today. We're going to be teaching you Starry Night, one of my all-time favorite paintings ever. We just had Tech in here. Thank you, Tech support, wherever you're at. We just had Tech in here. Sometimes the Facebook Live wants to work and sometimes it doesn't. So what I want to tell you first before we get started, Pixie's going to be here for just a little bit. She is going to be doing this with markers. She's also eating crackers at the same time.
Markers.
So she's going to be doing hers with markers. So as I teach you with paint, she's going to be teaching you with markers. And then as you come on, go ahead and say hi. Tell us where you're from. We would love to see where people are from all over. And then also we are going to, after this is over, so I'm going to give you like a week time period to post your Starry Night. You can be in it, sweetie pie. To post your Starry Night under this video. So for example, instead of a comment, you're going to post your finished picture. What I'm going to do is do a Starry Night parade. So anybody who posts theirs in that picture will be a part of the parade. And it's going to be really cool because I'm going to release a video that has all of y'all in the parade with your Starry Nights. So you can either just post your picture of Starry Night, or even better, if you can post it and show your face smiling with your Starry Night that we're about to do. So this is for all ages. I have taught Starry Night from 5 to 95. So any age, and your whole family can be doing this with you, and we are going to get started because it's a pretty awesome painting. I also want to make sure that feel free to talk amongst each other in the comments. If you are watching this and just having fun watching us, but you're going to watch it later, there will be a replay of this. So you can just watch it now, enjoy it, and then you can paint it later when you have more time and if you want to pause it. Another thing I was going to say, don't be tied down to, it needs to look like that, right? Don't be tied down to that. I want you to think about yes, different colors.
Different colors. I don't think I ever painted one that I actually looked like.
Yeah, I have
to it.
Pixie's painted all different colors, and I've painted all different colors. I'm actually doing kind of a more bluish one today. But what I want you to know is that it can be any way. It can be with pencil, crayon, Sharpie, markers like Pixie, or it could be any colors you want. So, and we will have the prizes after the parade. So anybody who is in the parade, I'm going to pick probably 3 winners from that parade to get a gift card from me. So I'll send you probably like a Starbucks gift card or a Michael's gift card. Ooh. Pixie wants in the parade, so she can get the gift card. Okay, so I'm going to be using right now 16 by 20, just so y'all can see it better. And I'm going to be painting sideways, so give me some grace. And then Pixie is going to be drawing it, okay?
Yes, on paper.
Yeah, on paper. So we're going to be showing you how to do this. So go ahead and get... Right now, I like to use, and again, you can use anything you want. You could use a pencil if you wanted to at first. But I just like to go straight to the paint because paint is very, very forgiving. So I like to go straight to the paint and just start the process. So we're going to start with the Cypress Tree. Okay, so at the very, very start of the painting, the best thing to do is get the Cypress Tree. As you can see, this is a little different in every painting that I've ever done of Starry Night. Okay, here's another one that's more of the traditional colors. And I recommend just, right now, we're just drawing out kind of a baseline. Okay, so I'm just going to use my big brush. You can use any brush you want. What are you using, Pix?
A marker.
Pixie's using a marker. Are you getting crazy creative with colors?
No. I have a story to tell about this cypress tree. So when I was little, I always thought it was a mountain. So whenever she would teach us to do it, I thought I was so cool and put a cave in the tree because I thought it was a mountain. And so when she said cypress tree, I was like, tree.
Hey, Pixie, that is a great point because yours can be a mountain. When I teach this at schools, what I used to say was if you want to turn it into a amusement park, that could be a big Ferris wheel, or maybe you're making a solar system and that could be a rocket. You can be as creative as you want with this. I'm going to teach you the typical Starry Night, obviously, but you can be as creative as you want. And that's what I would love to see in the parade.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to do a stinking tree.
Okay, so be as creative as you want. So for those of y'all that are following along, I am about, on a 16 by 20, I'm about an inch and a half right here. Can y'all see that? I want to make sure y'all can see me. Where am I? Okay. So I'm at about an inch and a half, and I'm just going to kind of go, just to kind of like to make a little line. And you're just making kind of a tree here, okay? So it's just kind of it almost looks like a fire. The key is to bring it almost to the top and then start bringing it down. And I'm not going to go too far over because this is about a third. So almost a little bit over half. So I made this one a little big. But if I don't like how big I made it, I can always paint over it, okay? So go ahead. Oh, I'm so glad you're here to paint too. And the deadline to enter the parade. So we'll do a week from today because I would love to get the parade out next week. So for those of y'all that are entering the contest, and we're just going to do some strokes. I'm going to put a lot of black in here, but I'm just getting some blue strokes. Pixie, what are you doing for yours?
I'm doing Big Ben.
Oh, she's doing London.
Yes.
Why are you doing London?
Because I love London. And I want to go there and live there forever and ever.
She wants to go and live in London forever. So she's making her Starry Night Big Ben. Is it Big Ben or Big Bend?
Big Ben.
Ben, like Ben, okay.
Like a guy named Ben.
Okay, so I'm adding that. Let's see. Oh, yay, we got North Carolina on. Where are y'all from? Thank you for tuning in, by the way.
Lots of people have been telling me where they're from.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just taking this and just kind of adding it in. I just want to make sure you can see both of us. Okay, there we go. Oh, hold on.
That's not ours.
Okay, I know. I hate it whenever I start a time lapse on another phone and then they get calls and then it stops the time lapse. It's like you got to start it all over again and then you got to do editing and then it's just a big pain. That's okay though. It won't take too long. So I'm just adding some streaks in. I need a dose of happiness today. Well, Helen, you are in the right spot because it is Van Gogh's birthday. We have Pixie joining us. She's making her Starry Night into a London scene. So she's got her phone pulled up and looking at a picture of Big Ben. And as y'all can see, I'm doing all the streaks kind of vertical like this, just kind of up and down. And then again, this is whether you're an adult doing this or a kid doing this. Like I love painting Starry Night, and more than what I love me painting Starry Night is seeing Pixie do Starry Night. So like the painting she showed you, I mean, she's done many versions, but this one has glitter on it. And how old were you when you did this?
2016, 5th grade.
5th grade. So she was in 5th grade. Do y'all like her colors on this one? I love this one. I get so excited because I'm like, I will never give away her Starry Night. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry,
Blue, don't knock down the lighting, Blue.
My painting fell on top of it.
Oh, poor Blue.
This is 2014, June.
June of 2014?
Yeah, so I was in 3rd grade. Actually, no. No, I was in 2nd grade, but it was like moving to 3rd grade.
2nd grade, okay. Cindy says, Pixie, you don't want to live so far from your mom, do you?
It's okay.
She said, in true teenage form, it's okay. She's at that stage. Now that we're like, confined, we gotta just enjoy this time, Pixie. Okay, so I am grabbing a Glorious Gold and also this Raw Sienna. And I'm just adding a few little colors in here. Okay, is anybody like live painting this with us? How many on here? Oh yeah, Helen, Blue's photo shoot, that was so fun. He bit Pixie once.
It's okay, it didn't hurt.
It was only a one bite.
He bites me a lot though, so.
Yeah, she kind of bothered him a lot.
I attack him, so I don't blame him.
Blue, get over here.
I'm not abusive, he loves me.
He does love Pixie.
He comes in my room every morning, so I'm good.
He just, he's an old man. So Blue, although he looks like he's a youngster, he is not. He is, 13?
Yeah.
13 years old?
In human years. I mean, that doesn't really add up from 7, but...
Yeah, he's about 13 years old. So when you look at him close, you'll see his little gray. And so sometimes...
He's like...
Blue, come here, buddy. Sometimes
Blue
he
treat.
gets a little,
You want a cracker?
he gets a little cranky. Okay, so I'm just adding streaks of browns and golds. And again, if you're doing yours in purples or... I'd really like to know 2 things from y'all. Number 1, who is doing the challenge? So I can put y'all in the parade. And number 2, who is choosing different colors? So I'd really love to know like who is choosing crazy like neons or who's gonna do a different theme like Pixie's doing Big Ben. I'd love to know who is going to do something like that.
I need to hurry.
Because that would be so, so cool. Okay, all right, so now this part is, Blue is part, what is he, Mini Aussie?
Yeah, Mini Aussie and Papillon?
We think. Mini Aussie and Papillon. So Blue, my husband, he used to work in Dallas at these apartments. He was like maintenance. And he's so cute.
Yeah, I told you he loves me.
He does love you. And he found him right after Christmas. Somebody had put him in a box and shut the box. It was so sad. And at the time,
it was like a Bolt moment.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't him who did it.
Yeah, and at the time, I did not want, we had just, not too long had moved from Florida back to Texas, and I just wasn't ready for a dog, all of that mess.
I was. I cried every night because I wanted an animal with me so bad.
Yeah, and so Bobby brought him home and was like, hey, he needs somewhere to be for tonight till we can figure this out. And as soon as they brought him home, I was like, oh my gosh, we've got to keep this puppy forever. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do our lines. Okay, so just a quick review. Okay, so all we've done is we've taken our canvas. Okay, so we've taken our canvas. I'm going to try not to hit you in the head, Pix. And then all we've done is just kind of right here made us a little line. So I basically drew it up. This is kind of the cypress tree. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it can have a lot of shades in it. I highly recommend that you kind of do the vertical, kind of a vertical swooshy. I know it's real technical, a vertical swooshy. But keep it vertical and then make this go all the way to the top and still keep a lot of space right here. Splice. We need a lot of splice. Okay. And then now I'm going to show you how to kind of divide up for the rest of the stuff. Okay. So this part right here, don't let it overwhelm you. Again, paint is just paint. You can literally let it dry and paint right on top of it. If you have baby wipes, you can, if it's still wet, you can immediately draw on top of it. So I'm just going to use, because I'm not using the traditional, I'm just going to use this Laguna turquoise color. And I'm going to start to divide out. So as you can see in the Starry Night, this kind of starts, so if you break this up in thirds, or let's even do this. If we have our hand, so we have a hand, and a hand. On our second hand, I got a paintbrush in my mouth. Let me put it down. On my second hand, this is where it's going to start. And I always tell, when I used to teach this in schools, I would say, pretend like it's a roller coaster, okay? And then you have kind of another patch that goes down. So it's almost like it's starting here, but going down to that third hand, okay? So it's starting from the second hand, and it's like a roller coaster going down to the third hand, okay? And I'm gonna draw that out with you. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of my blue, and it's gonna be totally, that looks cool, Pix.
Thanks. I noticed it in the background. there's actually castle stuff. So instead of doing the hilly stuff, I'm doing the castle part.
Can you say that loud so they'll know what you're talking about?
Sorry. So in the background of Big Ben, there's this castle part. So instead of doing the hill stuff, I'm doing the castle part.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. So be as creative as you want. Okay, so I'm going to start up here around the second, remember, first hand, second hand. And then I'm just going to start it and bring it down. And then I'm just going to bring it on over to here. Okay? Now I need that second part of the hill. So I'm just going to start here. I can make this, I can change it up however I want later. I'm just trying to get some spots. Okay, so now that I have 2 spots on there, I just did 2 lines. So it's kind of like a roller coaster. Start here, bring it down, over. Start here, bring it down, over. Okay, so what I want you to do is just take a light blue with a big brush. And this is how you can do it a little bit faster than waiting for this thing, like doing your dashes for a lifetime. Because when I teach this at paint parties, and for those of y'all that don't know, I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And I do that teaching them through in-person parties as well as virtual paint parties. So if you want to know more about that, just go to learnfacebooklive.com. Learnfacebooklive.com. Maybe somebody can put that in the comments for me. But it's learnfacebooklive.com, and it kind of gets you started on how to do a Facebook Live if you were ever to want to do something like this for your community or your church or something like that. So what I did was I took some of the blue, put some white with it, and I'm just going to take this whole top part. And this is a fast way to get color so that you're not dashing for a lifetime. Okay, because we're about to dash, dash, dash. But if we don't get a base color, it takes us way, way longer. So when I teach this at paint parties, or when I used to teach art for 10 years, I would just have them do a base color. And you can see that in here. Under these dashes, you can see a light blue. If I didn't do that base color, I would see a ton of white, which on some places we don't want that. Okay, so we're just gonna lightly color this in. And remember, to enter the contest, basically what you have to do is either draw your version of your creative Starry Night like Pixie's doing, or you can paint your version and then just post your picture in the comments of this video. And then what we'll do is we're gonna take that picture of you in your Starry Night, your smiling face, and we're gonna put it in a parade. And then by putting it in that parade, I'm gonna pick 3 people to send a gift card to. It'll be a gift card to Starbucks or to Michael's. And Pixie really wants to win, so there'll be 3 winners. We'll make sure Pixie at this time will probably give to somebody else. Look at her face.
I want a Starbucks gift card though. I'm working hard on this.
We'll see what we can do. We might have to help you out on that. And thank you, Teresa, for putting the learnfacebooklive.com. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a different blue, and I'm just going to, right now, just put some color down. So this is again, get crazy creative. This is a Calypso blue. I'm not following any of the traditional colors right now. I'm just kind of using some turquoises. And I'm just really getting paint on the canvas. So I'm using this big brush and just getting some paint on the canvas. Might need a little bit of water, and I'm gonna go over this with some stuff. But this is just a fast way to paint Starry Night in under 14 hours. I don't know how long it took Van Gogh. I think it took, what, a year? You wanna Google? I thought it was a year, but I may be way wrong. It's been a long time since I've told all the facts about Van Gogh and his ear stories. I think back to how they talked about his ear story and how back then, they didn't have medicine for...
It took him 10 years.
10 years! Oh, did he? And I don't think he ever sold this one, did he? Like, I don't think it, because did he only sell one painting? Am I remembering that correctly? I think he only sold one painting. It's been so long since I've taught the art history of it.
Let's see. Van Gogh only sold one painting during his lifetime.
Oh.
Red Vineyard at Arles. This painting now resides at the Pushkin Museum in Moscow. The rest of Van Gogh's more than 900 paintings were not sold or made famous after his death.
That's crazy.
He actually painted 2,100 paintings, and 860 of them were oil paintings.
How many did you paint?
2,100.
Wow. And how many were oil?
860.
And the rest were?
I don't know. Just paintings.
That's so crazy.
And if y'all weren't here for the first part, it's his birthday today.
Yes. Everybody, happy birthday, Van Gogh.
He's 167 years old.
That's so crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, oil paints definitely take longer to dry. I just found a little fun thing. These were my paper towels. So I was dabbing this dry because I put too much water in it, and look at the cool texture it left. I thought that was kind of neat. Okay, so again, we are just getting some color onto here. Pixie is drawing her version of Starry Night, which I highly recommend. If you have kids or you just want to be creative, draw your version of something that you love. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of yellow.
Feels so creative.
With some white. It's really cool. I know. It's like, it would be fun to do like an Alice in Wonderland theme of Starry Night.
Can I join that?
Yeah.
Not a Starry Night, just Alice in Wonderland.
I know. I'm trying to get Daddy to go get our plywood so I can start making it for our porch. I have a really cool idea for the porch. Okay, so I'm using just white and yellow for this middle part. And my brushes are pretty messy, so I want to make sure they're rinsed so that it doesn't turn green, because yellow with some blue is going to turn green. Let's see if I rinsed enough. How's your time going? Pixie has class in a minute.
2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Pixie has to go to her virtual class in a minute. Life has definitely been a little interesting.
I'm in hurry up. Let's see. Oh, darn it, I forgot buildings over here. I'm just gonna put one building. Boom.
Are you gonna color all that in too?
I have no idea. I kind of like it, just black and white. I mean, I'll do like the sky colorful, but...
Yeah, that's the cool thing about coming up with your own thing. Really, you can add your Starry Night sky to anything, and it would look really, really cool, and it would kind of have that same feel. Okay, so when you're starting a painting, just to remember this, it always looks a little weird at first. You have to give yourself grace, because there are times when it's like, it doesn't look that good. So you have to remember it's not supposed to, like, right out of the gate. It's supposed to look perfect. So give yourself grace. Give me grace as I teach this in front of you live. Okay, let's see. Pixie, anything you want to say before you go to class?
This is Big Ben.
So Pixie's doing Big Ben as her Starry Night. It's looking good.
The ones that look blank have dots on them, like this. Oh, wrong hand.
So then what else are you adding to it?
The sky part. I want to do the same type of sky with colors.
What colors are you going to use?
Purple, pink.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And I like this color.
So after we'll take your picture and put you in the parade.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then I can win my gift card.
So then Pixie's all about the gift card winning. That's what she wants. Whenever you go, we'll set this over there so I can back this thing up.
Goodbye.
All right, everybody tell Pixie bye. She's heading to class in another room.
Mama.
The days are strange. It's a different world. Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this so y'all can see just the painting, hopefully. Okay. All right, so we got this going on. Okay, so I just put in a yellow there. I'm gonna make this yellow a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna put a little bit more white because I want it a little bit more muted on that part. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit more muted. And remember, anytime you're painting and you don't like it, you can either wipe it off with the baby wipe right away, or you can let it dry. And within 5 minutes, you can paint over it. If you were using oil paints, it would be a different story. But with acrylics, it's really, really forgiving. I mean, oil paints too, you can move it around so much that you can kind of do what you want to, but I just love acrylics way more. Okay, so I just muted that a little bit, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you a trick for how to get, let's see, Christy says, I would love to paint along with you, but my e-learning lessons are taking priority over everything. Yeah, I bet so. Don't worry, Christy, we're gonna have this on the recording, so don't worry, you'll be able to watch the recording. And then y'all can pause it and, you know, if you need like more time or whatever. Okay, so the next step is gonna be Pixie's cute little Big Ben. I love that. Okay, so the next step is gonna be making this kind of S form, okay? So the Starry Night part. And I always tell people if you turn it this way, it's basically a small S and then the start of a big S. Okay, does everybody see that? So it's a small S and then the start of a big S. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So what I like to do, and again, there, you know, if you have a better way, obviously go for it. I'm just kind of teaching you a simple, fun way to do this. So I'm gonna start with my white. I might have to go to a smaller brush, okay? So I started here. So I'm gonna start with my small S. So I'm gonna be looking at my example, so y'all can be looking at mine. Because right here is where this part goes. And this little S bumps right up to that. So we have our little S here. Okay, so we have kind of a little S. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect, and I'll show you why in just a second. And then we have another S that kind of hooks in, starts to go down, and then brings it out here. Okay, so now I'm gonna widen this. So I want this to kind of be wider. So I'm gonna make this S wider so that I can put lots of dashes in it. So this S is gonna be wider here. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly brush on my paint, not a lot, but just lightly brush it on. The reason why is we have got to have a contrast. Oh, hey, Carrie. Oh, better late than never. We have to have a contrast between our Starry Night, where the dark is and where the light is. So I have to have kind of placeholders. So these are really placeholders right here. So I have my placeholders here. And then I'm about to have my placeholders for my moon and my stars. So right here's my moon. So right up top, I'm just gonna do a white circle. And if you wanna see it this way, you can see I'm just doing kind of a white circle here. Just place holding, nothing major, just putting a placeholder. Okay, and then I'm just gonna start place holding my other one. So placeholder here. And you can just kind of put them anywhere in the sky, just some placeholders. If you want it to look, you know, where the Starry Nights are, you can kind of look at where they are. Oh, you have the same bracelet? That's awesome. I love these wrap bracelets. They're my favorite. My tan one that I wear pretty much every day for the past 7 years, like the last trip I just went on when I went to Nashville, I don't know where I put it. I can't find it. I'm freaking out. A little star there, a little star here. I'm using a big brush, but I probably should go back down to a smaller brush. Okay, so we got our placeholders, right? Okay, so here's where it gets real fun. So we have our placeholders, and now we're going to move to our dabbing brush. So I like to go between a liner brush. Oh, thanks, Arlene. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Yeah, if y'all are new to me and you don't know, if you've never met me or you don't know what I'm doing, I'm showing you how to paint Starry Night. So you can rewatch it if you're not painting with me live right now, or you can draw your own version of any kind of creative Starry Night. So Pixie's doing Big Ben, and then she's going to do the whole Starry Night sky. So you can be as creative and crafty as you want. You can make it 3D. You can just have so much fun. You can paint it huge. You can make it really big if you want, like that one up there. You can paint it on your wall. You can paint it pretty much anywhere. So I'm just gonna kind of get some of that in here. So for your dashes, you want to use a mix of either like this size and a liner brush. So you want to use a mix of both, okay? Because you want different size strokes in here. Let's see, just love for friends that are friends. Kids should be doing this. I think I should have been ready to limit their paint access. Oh no. What is written on your arm? Penny says, oh, you are worthy. Message to everybody out there, you are worthy. Let's see, Van Gogh is one of my favorites, and I never thought to use different cityscapes. Oh my gosh, I have seen them all. So, again, my name is Heidi Easley, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties, but I wanted to come on live and do something fun for all of y'all, kids, adults, whatever. If you want to learn more about me and get emails and notifications of what's going on, you can go to learnfacebooklive.com. That's going to give you a free gift showing you kind of behind the scenes of how I do Facebook Lives. A lot of times people think that people just hit live and go live. No, that's not really how it works. If you've ever gone live, you know that's not how it works. So if you want to learn a little bit about that, maybe you're wanting to do something with your church or your neighborhood or whatever. And then today is more just about like we're going to all be creating. We're all going to be creating something cool, and then we're going to do a parade with it. So anybody who creates their Starry Night, I'm going to put them all in a movie parade, and then I'm going to pick 3 of y'all to be winners. So very, very excited to see all of your creations, because when I did this with schools, oh my gosh, to see what people would come up with was so much fun. Because you can, like I said, Alice in Wonderland theme, like you can come up with your favorite stuff and make it whatever you want. Melissa says my grandpa's name was Worthy. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to use the big brush first, and I'm just going to get some of this blue. This is a true blue. I'm just going to use a true blue first. I'm just going to get some dashes on here because like I said, if you don't start somewhere, you're going to end up dashing for a lifetime. So I'm just getting some dashes on here. Now here's the key. You have to physically pick up your brush and move it to a different location. If you do not do that, what happens is that you end up with just solid lines. You end up with this, just a solid line the whole time. You have to literally pick it up and then go around the motion. So you want this Starry Night to feel like it's moving, okay? So I'm just getting a few of the big lines in, and then I'm about to switch my brush. So you want it to have motion. It's like it's going, it's flowing through here, okay? So you want it to have motion. So I'm just dashing it in, around, and then again, if you don't love it, and you're going around that white area, because we have to have a contrast of the darker sky to where it looks like there's the potential of wind, where it looks like we're seeing wind, right? Oh, and what I was going to say earlier about Van Gogh, so they talked about, you know, how he, cut off his ear, or Spring cut off his ear, or whatever the verdict stood. I because I've taught so much about him, it always makes me think like, with mental illness, there weren't the medicines that we have today. And as a creative person, I mean, tell me if y'all are creative like this too, like you can't get your brain to stop, Is there anybody here that like your brain is so overwhelmed that you can't get it to stop? Like there's always a new idea. There's always something else you want to create. There's always a new painting. There's always my porch I want to make something cool out of. There's always something and it does not stop as a creative person. Is there anybody out there that is a creative person like that, and you really struggle to just get your brain to rest? And so I don't know, I feel like, some of the best artists like that, or most, like really creative people, I think they struggle with that a lot. And I know I'm so grateful that I have God in my life, because I feel like he gives me that totally freaking out, and I feel like I can't get that rest anywhere else. And I have to really count on, going to God to go, okay, I've got to escape. Like, help me to find peace. Help me to not be so, because our brains won't stop. Like, they just do not stop. And it's like this, yes, Judy, it's like she's saying, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep. I know, it's like, why are all the great ideas happening then? Like I leave paper, and I'm just doing a small brush, and I'm using one of my favorite colors called Mermaid Tail, just to spice it up. And I'm just doing little bitty dashes. So y'all can see, I'm going to go a little closer. But for me, it's always been a challenge. My whole life, I feel like my brain has done that. And it's really hard to, I think too, sometimes like with anxiety issues and stuff like that, it just really, really like gets bad. And so I had started thinking about like Van Gogh, and how, he was 37 when he died, and how, he didn't have the right medicines to help him, and how, I couldn't even imagine, with so much creativity in his brain, and how much he was probably thinking of, and how much he wanted to create and make things. I mean, he made so many paintings, to probably try to help him escape, because I don't know about y'all, but that's when I can escape. I feel like God gave me this gift of creating because when I paint, it's like it settles. Does anybody else have that? Like when you're settling, like when you start to paint, your anxiety starts to go down, or you finally feel like you can breathe. I don't know if I'm just speaking, maybe it's only me, but I really feel like I can breathe when I'm painting. Like, that's the time when I feel like, oh, it's gonna be okay, and it's crazy too. The same thing with teaching paint parties. When I'm in the middle of a room and let's say there's 50 people and they're wanting help, and I'm trying to run around to help them, it's like I am so at peace in that room. There's something about it. It's like maybe God gave me the teaching part too, but it's like painting and teaching are the two things that just totally calm me. And it doesn't matter, like somebody else might walk in and be like, oh my gosh, this is freaking crazy. But to me, it's like, that's what makes me just calm. And I just think like of Van Gogh, of, if he had the right resources, or maybe he did know how to, use some of it because he was painting a lot. Maybe he knew some of that, but to quiet those voices, I know it sounds weird, but to kind of quiet those voices in our heads that are telling us 1,000 things at an unnatural pace, I don't know if this is helping anybody. Maybe the kids watching, this is a little too deep. Sorry, kids. Let's go back to something else. Let's see. Yeah, some of y'all agree with me. Okay, good. Because painting is your gift from God. Oh, yeah. I could paint for hours and not realize. Yes, definitely, Dawn. Laura says, I'm the same way. When I sit down and paint or draw, it's a stress reliever. Oh, Ada, I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. Yeah, and I'm glad this helps you kind of relax and have some joy. The brain hyper-focuses. Nothing else is on the mind but creating. Oh, yes, okay, good. So maybe to some of the kids watching, maybe you learned something about your brain. I don't know. Let's see. Karen says, I've been so overwhelmed. I so needed to paint something cool, and I love Van Gogh. Oh, that's awesome. So cool. Yeah, very therapeutic. So I'm just adding in some little dashes. And this too, just the idea of just all I got to do is dash is therapeutic, because You're just dashing. Your goal is to get some different colors on here. The main goal is just to have the darker colors here and then the lighter colors in the middle, okay? So for time's sake, I'm gonna dash kind of fast, just so you know, you can pause this, or later you can pause and go as you need to. And then if y'all have any questions, I'll try to answer some questions while I'm on here. I know a lot of the girls in Paint Party headquarters have been doing virtual parties, and I just talked to one of my clubhouses I've been going to for years. We're actually going to do a Zoom virtual party, Zoom virtual paint party, because the ladies at the country club, they're so used to doing something together all the time. And because they can't get together, we're going to do the paint party where like I'll deliver the kits to them, and then we'll meet in a Zoom room and we'll be able to see each other's faces and still kind of feel like we're together. So there's very, very many creative ways to still teach paint parties even in this time. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just clean that up. I'm gonna go to another one of my favorite colors. It's called Sea Breeze. And I know this is not the traditional Van Gogh colors. I hope he's not turning over in his grave, and I hope he appreciates that we love being really creative with this Starry Night and not like, oh my gosh, you know, what he would think if he saw all the different masterpieces from the schools that we've done. Hopefully he would be proud, not upset. But he has definitely inspired me, as he's been one of my favorite artists for a very, very long time. So there's some other things which I know I'm going to say this wrong, but mathematically, some of y'all may know this or may not know this, but you know, he saw this, you know, when he was in his insane asylum, he looked down over this village and he saw this scene. But he didn't paint it while he was there. He painted it for memory afterwards. And so this was kind of the scene that he saw from his window. And there's been so many studies done on this painting. And there's something, and I know I'm not saying this right, so please forgive me. But if you want to look into it, it's pretty interesting. But there's something about the way the stars were placed in his painting. It was like scientifically, all of them were done a certain way it's just mathematically crazy, like the way he did it. And so I don't know what that means for sure. But I just remember years ago reading about that going, oh my gosh, like just, you know, the talent and skill that he had, and just craziness. Okay, so, hold on. Okay, are we still there? It said trying to reconnect. Hopefully it's okay. Let me know in the comments if you can still see and hear me. Facebook on this side did something weird, so hopefully y'all are still here. Oh, good. I think so. Okay, good. Okay, so we have some light. I'm actually going to go in with some white too. So again, when you're putting your dashes, this is where people make a mistake. They put their dash and then they do a dash right beside it. Well, that just makes a long line. Okay, so make sure you're putting a dash and then you're moving about. So dash and then move about. Make sure you're keeping spaces between your dashes, okay? That's very important, because when you're up close, you see all those, but then when you go back, see how you can see the dark to the lighter? You can see the variation. So it's really, really important that you dash away, dash away, dash away. I don't know how to say it any different. But yeah, so we're just gonna do some lighter dashes. And then who in here has a kid that's trying to draw this with this? Like Pixie. I can't wait. And you'll have a whole week. Let's see, the place of the stars in Starry Night, I believe we're able to determine what time of year he painted from. Oh, that's so cool. Little blip, but you're back. Okay, good. Yeah, I think because there's so many people on lives now, because that's how they're teaching, that's how schools are teaching, that's how churches are communicating. I think Facebook is like, what the heck? Like trying to to keep everybody going. Did y'all know that Zoom, the owner of Zoom, in like a period of 1 week, ended up, his net worth went up to $2 billion? I'm like, man, I wish I would have had some stock in that. That'd have been awesome. So yeah, online is definitely not going anywhere. So some of y'all paint party ladies that are watching, I highly recommend doing some virtual stuff for sure. Even, you know, eventually we will be doing in-person parties again. Like, that's not going to stop. You know, but in the meantime, while we're waiting, you know, learn something new. Try it. You might find that you love it. And then those of y'all that are just here to have some fun painting, but maybe you want to know more about what's going on later. If you get on my email list, you can get a free gift. It's just called learnfacebooklive.com. And then you'll get a training that kind of shows behind the scenes, but you'll also be able to get notified when I have other fun stuff happening. Okay, so from far back, you can see the difference, right? You can see the swirl now. I try to make this knot go all the way, so I want this to be more up. Let me try to fix this a little bit. So see how I made a mistake there? I want this to be a little bit fatter, and I want this to be a little bit fatter here, because I want it to be more like a hook than like this. So more like a hook, like that, instead of like this. Oh, good. Dawn says they have their school on it for community. Awesome. And then 16-year-old granddaughter is sketching. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see what she comes up with. Remember, get creative. You don't have to do it exactly like this. I mean, when we're doing something, sometimes, and the reason why I chose this to teach y'all is because I want y'all to realize, even if you get kind of close to doing something similar to Starry Night, it takes away this fear of, oh my gosh, maybe I can do this. You know, it just really makes this fear go away. Like, if I could kind of do Starry Night, then what else could I kind of do, you know? So it just kind of takes this fear away, and I think sometimes we get too scared, but if we try something and then we do it and we're like, whoa, that wasn't as hard as I thought, then it's really, really cool to see what you can do or what you can come up with. Okay, so I'm going to take a liner brush. I'm just going to draw in the moon here. So I'm just going to start here. I use my pinky to hold, and I do a letter C. Letter C, nothing major. And then just kind of connect that letter C into a moon. And I'm just going to fill that in. Okay, so I've filled that in. Okay, and now I'm going to take a little bit, and that was just so y'all know what color, that was an orange twist. And then now I'm going to take my cadmium yellow, and I'm going to mix a little bit of white with it. And I didn't rinse my brush, I'm just going straight to it. So here's kind of my color palette. Going straight to it. And then now I'm going to start dashing around it. So the key with dashing around the stars is you want mixes of these yellows and light oranges, but mainly yellows, light yellows, whites, things like that. So now that I have some kind of a light yellowish orange, I'm going to go straight to a really, really light yellow. So I'm putting a lot of white into my yellow. And then now when I dash on top, I want to pretty much take most of that light bluish away from there. Oh, hey, Jolene. Yes, use markers and stamp pads if you're not, if you don't have your paints with you. That's totally fine. I'm late and forgot, so I will be driving at a stoplight. I will watch you. Yeah, you're driving. Don't be watching now. If you are driving, please don't watch now. You can watch later. I'll save it to the videos. Okay, so now that it's kind of covered, now I'm going to go to pure white, and I'm going to do some dashing into there. Now, I didn't rinse my brush, so it still has a little bit of that excess. So I'm just adding to it. Okay, so now I'm going to do kind of the same thing. I'm just going to go with a light yellow, fill it in. And then just kind of maybe a little bit of a darker yellow in the center. Light yellow, fill the whole thing in. Make it real messy. Just all the places I'm just mixing a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. And then I'm going to take just a dab of that darker yellow and just kind of put it in the centers. Okay, so now we have our stars. And then we can dash around those with a little bit of white. So everything can just have additional dashing. If you're ever unsure, just dash. Okay, so we have some dashing in there, and you can go back to, after things dry a little bit, you can always go back and dash more. So like when things dry, just let it rest a little bit, and then always, you know, can go back and add more to it. Okay, are y'all liking this? Let me know in the comments if you like me doing stuff like this. Let's see, Carrie says, oh, Amanda says, love it, Heidi, awesome. Carrie says, I'm so excited. A friend of mine wants a drawing of her son. She had forgotten I love to draw, so I'm working on a picture of him. Oh, that's so cool. I've done a few drawings in my time. I'm not the best realistic drawer. As you can tell, my art is more like bright and colorful. But years ago when I was in college, I did a portrait of my grandma when she was 15. And oh my gosh, it took forever to do that portrait. My brother still has it, but I was proud of it, but it just took forever. It took a long time because I'm not as skilled at drawing realistic as I am doing just crazy fun, you know, crazy stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get my 24 karat gold open. Let's see. Oh, okay, my favorite paint of y'all have ever. Oh, there's stars, Brenda. Oh, yay, it opened. This is my favorite paint of all times, by the way. It's 24 karat gold. It's got a bubble. It's got a bubble. Let's pop the bubble. Oh, there it goes. Beautiful, beautiful paint. I'm going to add a little bit to the cypress tree. So I'm just going to dip in here and just kind of, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, all right, so we have that in there, and you could, like I said, you could make this crazy turquoise, you could do whatever you want, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna just do some lines into this area. I'm gonna use some bluish lines, and this is just kind of the same thing. See on the big one up there, see how it just kind of dashes down? Let me see if I can point. Wrong way. See this area? How it dashes down so you can use a bunch of different colors. Let's see. Hopefully enough string. Oh my goodness. Dolores, I'm so thankful you're recovering. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's... Oh, are you back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pixie's gonna join us. She just got back. Man,
I missed a lot.
Let's see. Carrie says this will be the first to give away. I did one in art class in college, and one my mama and daddy. I was practicing and I wanted to draw. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, Carol. Okay, so this Starry Night right here, believe it or not, Bobby found that at a garage sale many years ago for $40. $40. I was like, oh my gosh, he bought it because we both kind of separated in the garage sale, and I was looking at some stuff and he was looking at other stuff. And he goes, look what I found you, because he knew it was my favorite painting. And as an art teacher, you know, I always have Starry Night stuff, and I would paint Starry Night like as part of my door, just all kinds of fun stuff. And he goes, I found this for $40. I'm like, you are kidding me. So I have loved this painting and will cherish it for the rest of my life. So this is one of the, I've painted Starry Night a zillion times. This is one of the ones I've painted, but I've painted it a ton of times, but I mean, that one has a lot of texture on it too. I don't even know who would sell that. I'm like, I don't know, but I have really appreciated it. Maybe they knew it was going to good hands and they knew I would appreciate it for the rest of my life. And it has inspired so many paintings. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of the mermaid, and I'm just going to start kind of dashing. And again, we're looking for motion here. So Pixie's doing her dashing. You'll see Pixie's. I'm going to try to make it to where they can see both of ours. So just kind of dashing.
That was tiring.
What did you go learn?
What did I learn?
Yeah, or what class was it?
It was history. I'm like, I didn't learn a lot. It's just homework stuff. But
oh, they just gave you like assignments?
Yeah. But then halfway through it, it kicked us, like a few of us off. And so it was really confusing. And me and Henley were like, did this happen to you? I was like, yeah.
So to make this go a little faster, I'm just dashing it bigger with the bigger brush. And still kind of this motion. Pixie. She's like,
Marker's doing dashes is so weird. Because it's such a small point.
I wonder if you could take a few markers, put them in a rubber band, and go.
No, that'd be weird.
With dots. What did somebody do one time? They took Q-tips and put them together in a rubber band, and it made the dots. I thought that was a creative idea.
Remember that time whenever we did the bottle caps?
Yes, I was talking about that the other day. So we did this while Pixie was in school. I'm just adding another line.
Almost skipped like the whole first period.
So tell them what we did for the people who haven't heard.
So basically, we were doing this recycling thing. And so we would have boxes and you'd put the color of the bottle cap in the boxes. Like there was an orange, a red, blue, all of that stuff. And then we ended up taking the bottle caps and gluing them on this piece into
a huge piece of plywood.
Yes, into the shape of Starry Night. And it was really cool, but they all kept falling off. But one time I ended up almost missing my whole first period of school because I was working on the bottle caps. And my mom was like, you need to get to class. And so I went in late.
It was an awesome project and it turned out really cute, but the problem was it did keep popping off, so kids would love to go, Miss Easley, can I go do that? And they'd go jump off of that. And then the other thing is they had to bring in bottle caps. So they were having to rinse them, and I'd store them in these buckets at the school I worked at.
And the ants.
And the ants would like to join us because they were all rinsed off as well.
Oh, that happened with the Peak project too. I love that project though.
Oh yeah, we did some awesome projects. I was a fun art teacher.
She was.
We would.
So many people at my school have told me, "Why is your mom coming back? She was the best art teacher I've ever had." I'm like, I'm sorry.
Well, I like to do crazy things, but we did a peep project one time where they had to make
It was so delicious.
an environment for
I
their
loved
peeps.
it.
But the ants
ate it.
The ants keep ruining our project.
I know.
Stupid ants.
Now they're in our kitchen.
Oh, I know. Every year around this time we get ants. I hate it. Okay, so now I'm going to
I just started adding colors.
oh, instead of choosing, you're just letting it go. They're like letting it go. Sometimes that's the best way. Okay, so I just added a little bit of blue here. I'm going to show you how to add the bushes and the buildings. Now, this part, people can get so scared, but it's really, really not that scary. Oh, thank you, Amanda. And Pixie, you're adorbed, she says.
Thank you.
She
With
made
my ice cream earrings.
I was just thinking
that I made.
She
Homemade.
made her own earrings. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a little bit of greens. I'm going to use, let me see what I want to use. I'm going to use some of the mermaid color with this green because I want to keep this kind of same gold mermaid type kind of palette that we have going on. So I'm going to use a mixture of festive green with the mermaid tail. So I'm going to blend those together to keep it kind of still that same color scheme we have going on. And then here's what I want to show y'all. So Starry Night, again, if you're creating this however you want, like Pixie's doing Big Bend, for example, you could make this like your own hometown. So years ago, I created a Starry Night that was the town of Granbury, where I live. And so I ended up making a lake. I ended up making, you know, our little town square, all these little fun things that were of our town. So if you're wanting to do Starry Night and you want this bottom section to be your town, please feel free to be creative and turn it into that. If you want to make this bottom section an amusement park and you want roller coasters and you want strawberry shortcake land, like for your town, create that. I want you to be creative and know that that can happen. So I'm going to show you an easy way to make your town and to make your houses and your steeple without a lot of effort, okay? So watch this. I'm just using a little bit of those two blues, and then I'm just gonna kind of make almost like a frowning face, okay? It's just a frowning face, and then I'm just kind of making the frowning face wherever I want it to look like there's bushes, okay? So I have my frowning face going. Maybe I want a row of bushes going this way. I can make the bushes go that way. And in a second, I'll show you how to kind of shade it. All right, so I can put bushes wherever I want. Okay, so that's the bushes. Was that hard?
No.
No. Was it accurate to Van Gogh?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. But it's an easy way for us who are not Van Gogh to do this.
I missed the stars and the moon. It's okay, it's raining. They won't see anything. Here, I'll add them.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the houses, okay? So these are really, really, again, not crazy accurate, but all we're going to do is take a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move to black now. We're taking a little bit. Let's see, my painting looked like it was underwater, so I'm just going to go with it in an ocean instead of Starry Night. Oh, how fun. Wendy says, I'm at my grandmother's. I'm following and using colors that was in my paint bucket that was in my car. Can't wait for the results. Oh, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see y'all's Starry Night posted here because we're going to have so many creative people. So to do the rooftops, all it is a line and then a line and a line. So basically you have a triangle and then you bring it over and bring it over and bring it down. Don't worry, I'm going to do this several times, so if it confused you. Okay? So let's say you do a triangle triangle, a line, make it diagonal. So it's like a roof. And then you just do 3 simple lines. Now you have a roof. So if I need to make this a little smaller, I can go here. I can make me another triangle. I can make another line. I can make a diagonal line, bring it over, down, down, and now I have the roof. So now I have 3 buildings already, okay? Again, get crazy creative. If you want to make a pet store here, if you want to do a bunch of different fun stuff. So again, a line. So we did a triangle, a line over here, and then down, down, down. So what I like to do is I like to make these roofs and stuff a little bit of a different color. So I might make this house, I kind of make this stuff in here, like depending on which kind of Starry Night I'm doing. I might make this one a little muted into blue. And then I might do this one, some of this color, well, it got into my black, so it's a little bit darker than I wanted it to be, but I can go back over it. Let me switch to a little bit of a smaller brush. I'm going to mix this bluish green together. And then I'm going to make the church here in just a second. Okay, and then I'll show you how to throw these bushes and stuff all around. So to make the chapel, we just want to do a peak like that. What you call it? An upside down V.
A triangle?
No, we don't want it to be a full triangle. Upside down V. Oh, look at her thing. That is so cute.
It's Christmas and that's their Santa wheel bus.
It looks like the London bus. Is that what it is?
That's what it's supposed to be. But it's Christmas.
Pixie, I love yours.
Thank you.
So much.
Is it worthy enough to get a gift card?
Maybe. I'm going to bring it over. I'm going to go up on top with just a little rectangle. And then I'm just going to bring this into a steeple. I'm painting this sideways, so please forgive me if it's not exactly perfect. Bringing this over. Bringing this over. And then I can do like little upside down U's. And then maybe a upside down U filled in for the door, kind of like that. And then I can put a cross up here for that to be the steeple, okay? Can y'all see all that, hopefully? Yes, they're loving your bus pics. Yes, the little steeple here and the cross. And then what I'm gonna do is just start adding in some bushes like crazy. So I'll take kind of this brush with some mixes of these greens, and I'm just gonna start adding in bushes. So basically this bottom part is gonna be all kinds of bushes, and then we're gonna add some shading to it here in just a minute. So I'm just doing kind of an upside down, or a frowny face, if we wanna say frowny face. And you can make as many houses or as little houses as you want. I would love to do this, Pixie, as like a outer space theme.
Mine's Christmas.
That'd be fun though. Ooh, a little Christmas village town. That's a cute idea too.
I'm doing a city Christmas.
Okay, so now that we have kind of some bushes happening here, we need to bring them over to this section too. So they gotta keep on happening over here. Don't want to forget this other side of our painting. Okay, so now we're gonna add in some, with a smaller brush, I'm gonna go with the liner brush, And I'm just going to use some black. Let's see. Rita says, I have my grands today. We are doing their schoolwork and watching the video. I will re-watch and paint tonight to calm my nerves. That's awesome. And remember, the kids can easily just grab markers like Pixie's doing and easily do it just with markers. Okay, so watch this little tip. I'm going to use just the liner brush and just go on the left side of these and just do a little bit of dabbing. So I'm going to just go on the left side, and it kind of makes it look like it's the bottoms of these big trees or bushes. So you don't have to do a lot, just a little here and there. And then you can go in and clean up your houses if you want like little roof lines. And I'm just going in with some black. And just adding in some just fun little lines. Here's a little bit of a bush that's right there. And then I'm going to add here just some lines.
Blue. Don't mess with the dog.
Sorry. What I really like to do is take the same liner with black. And then you just take it and just every once in a while add some into here. Not a lot, but just a little. Just a few little black lines. And Pixie's just adding away. I hope y'all can still see hers. She's doing a good job over there.
I'm making a Christmas.
A Christmas, did you do a tree somewhere?
I did like 50 trees. They're all in the windows.
Oh, that's cute. Can you show it a little closer? She did trees in the city.
It's Christmas, so there's also lights on the...
Oh, Gaga's on here. Hey, Gaga.
Hi. And then we got Santa back there.
She's the one I was talking about earlier that I drew her portrait.
You did?
Yeah, it's at Mike's house, Grandma Evelyn, when she was 15.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you can also add black into some of the darker area. So you would add black and a little white. So you can get just as crazy, crafty as you want.
Oh, darn. I colored myself.
You colored yourself?
I missed the lid. It was like this and yeah.
What kind of markers are those?
These are Crayola Super Tips.
Oh, the Crayola Super Tips. Yeah, those are fun. I like using those or Sharpies. Okay, so I'm just taking this white and I'm just going to add in some white into this yellow area. Now's the time when I just start to have fun. Just start adding dashes where I feel like things need to be added. This little bluish area can be a lot of different things. So I'm going to go into my black and just kind of not too much, but just a little here. And then we can paint the church. Maybe we add just a little bit of blue with the white. And you just kind of fill it in a little. And as you can tell, I'm not real patient with letting my my stuff dry. And then you could even like have some fun and make that look like stained glass if you wanted. I think, Pixie, did you finish everything?
Is it gift card worthy?
Let's ask him. Ask him if
Is this gift card worthy?
And Francine says, Pixie, I love the colors of your sky. And then cute pics. Amanda says cute mix, and then she says, I meant cute pics.
It's got Santa. You have lights, Christmas trees because it's Christmas with little people. Does that showing the Christmas trees?
This way, well, there you go. Can you turn that down, please?
And then it has Big Ben as my Cypress Tree building. And then we have the moon because it's a lunar eclipse. Yes, it is.
You gotta have the moon.
So you have a black moon.
Very cool.
Love your clock tower.
Yes, it's worthy, they said. Love the clock tower. That's awesome. Okay, so the guitar. I am still working on it. You can see it back there. I am so excited. I might work on that this week. If I do work on it this week, I'll let y'all know. Maybe I'll work on it live because I'm really, really excited about that one. Okay. Yeah, so you can, it is a great way for kids to express their creativity. Like, you don't have to do the same.
Oh, and it's raining. With pink rain.
Ooh, pink rain. Wouldn't that be cool?
Pink, gray, and blue rain.
That would be awesome.
No, because then we'd walk back inside dripping pink.
Pink?
Pink. Pink.
We'd be dripping some pink. Okay, so I'm just adding little things here. And then just some black into this to give some variation. And then my last little tip is I'm going to be adding some golds to this. So as you can see, Starry Night can be done drawn. It can be done with markers. It could be done with paints. It could be done with scrapbooking. It could be done with pretty much anything and everything you want. Just be as creative as you want with this. And then the contest is you're going to be able to, I'm just gonna add some gold because I love it. I love gold so much. And you are going to be able to, on this thread, sorry, my alarms are going off. On this actual video, you're going to be able to post your picture of your Starry Night. So kind of hold it up and smile pics, how they would do it. So when you're done with it, smile, get a picture, and then if you want, take a second to just post it under this video. So if you post it under this video, then we're going to put them all into a Starry Night parade. And then in that video, I'm going to pick 3 people to give gift cards to. Pixie, somebody said it looks like it could be a Harry Potter.
A little bit. If I did Hogwarts.
You should add that. That would be so cool.
No, it's London. And I already put SMD on the bus. Santa mail delivery.
Santa mail delivery. Oh,
SMD.
Yeah, Hogwarts, they don't really do Christmas. They go home.
Yeah, they
for
do.
They go home for Christmas?
No, they have Christmas.
They do?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not Christian Christmas. It's Wizard Christmas.
It's a little different, huh?
Hello.
Okay, so we're adding, I'm adding gold.
Oh, that's cool.
'Cause
They did it with pieces of paper. Didn't we do that once? With
Oh.
the little square pieces.
I think so. Oh yeah, we each drew a section and put it together like a big puzzle.
How long do they have to send a picture?
Good question. So today is Van Gogh's birthday. Happy birthday, Van Gogh.
Happy birthday.
We will give y'all until, let me write it down. 1 week till next Monday, which would be April what? Will you look on your calendar on your phone?
6th.
Is it April 6th?
I think. Let me check because I might be totally wrong. I'm usually am.
Here's my new version of Starry Night.
April 6th.
April 6th. Okay, so here's what happens. So everybody's clear, okay? Let me point it to me so I can make sure we get all these things clear. Okay, so we have just done, and here's kind of my version of Starry Night. And give me a little bit of a break. I painted this whole thing sideways. So if it's not perfect, Please give me a little bit of break. Everything was painted sideways.
You painted that sideways?
Yeah, so the child could see it correctly in your angle. So everything was painted sideways. Pixie did her version, and so it doesn't matter if it's pencil, if it's Sharpie, whatever. It all counts, and it can be creative. You need to take a picture smiling with your picture, or if you don't want to show your face, do this, and then post it in here, and you're going to have until next Monday. So next Monday, April 6th, you can finish it up, post it under this thread. So instead of posting a comment, post your picture. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take all those pictures, put them into an iMovie to be released probably that Friday, so 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. A little bit of time to put all the pictures together. So we'll have the iMovie as well as the winners in the Starry Night Parade released on that Friday. So I'm writing this down. But you need to have your part done by Monday. So all you have to do is create it, make it fun, and get really cool with it. And then you're going to post yours here under these comments. So you have plenty of time. You have an entire week to make your own version of Starry Night. Okay, so yes, Sue, you have until next Monday. Very true. Okay, so, and then lastly, if anybody wants to know when I'm doing other fun things, wants to know about maybe doing something similar like this, I want you to go to learnfacebooklive.com, and you're going to be able to sign up for a free gift. I'm going to show you backstage on how to do something like this, the purpose of that.
Sorry, I was on the table and then that started moving, like, I was like...
We're going to show you how to do kind of behind the scenes. So if you go to learnfacebooklive.com, you're going to see a goofy video of me behind the scenes. And then if you have not seen it yet, you really should check out the first video on this page. Brendan, who is my awesome video editor, she is amazing. She found some videos of me when it was actually, one of them was back in 2014, and I had like these awesome bangs.
No.
And it shows
we were matching because I had bangs too. And I looked okay, but her...
Well, there was this girl here. Let me say why.
Okay.
There was this girl that was on The Bachelorette, and she had these awesome bangs. And I was like, oh, I want my hair to look like hers. And so I went to my hairstylist, and they gave me what I thought was going to be awesome bangs, and I could not rock the bangs. Like, does not look great. So there's a 4-minute video embarrassing myself. So for you to know that if you are trying to do Facebook Lives or something online, or maybe you're a teacher and you're trying to teach students, but you're not really sure how, there is a very, very embarrassing video of me that you can watch and see how to do Facebook Lives the right way, because yeah, I was really bad. It was very embarrassing.
Oh.
So enjoy a laugh at my expense. I appreciate it. All right.
Caught my neck and I was like, no.
All right, who's taking the challenge? Who is going to submit a picture? I want to know real quick before we go.
Me.
Oh, Pixie's in. She wants the gift card.
I would like the Starbucks gift card, $20, please.
There will be 3 gift cards, either Starbucks or Michael's. Probably Starbucks because, yeah, I don't know if Michael's right now is open. So who's going to be joining? We have, oh, you're welcome, B. We have Brenda. Cheryl's going to do it. Wendy's going to do it. And Beth, awesome. Yay, I'm so excited you're going to do this. Sue's going to be in. Awesome. Karen's in. Wonderful. And guys, feel free. Don't do just the norm. Like, get crazy creative. We are at least joining for the fun. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, grandson. We got grandsons doing it with their grandparents. Awesome. Molly says, I had fun painting with my kids. How cool. And Dawn, Michael has some online deals. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out because I need some bigger canvases. We have been painting a lot in this family, so we need more canvases. Not a coffee drinker. Well, Carol, if you win, you tell me that, and I'll get you a Michael's gift card. Oh, Grace, how are you? I miss you so much. She says, my old friend, I'm glad you're doing this. Oh, Grace is one of my best friends growing up. We had so much fun.
Grace.
Yes, Pixie's heard about you, Grace. Let's see. Tree says, so much fun painting with you. Julie says, are you finding it hard to provide art supplies to people? Julie, if you're doing virtual paint parties, there's a couple of things. Number one, You can do it where you don't have to give any supplies at all to anyone. And so, for example, some of the virtual paint parties, like today, I didn't provide anybody with any supplies, and people can just grab poster board and markers if they want. Also, what I found out as I've been doing virtual parties the past several years is that most people who want to do this kind of stuff already have an entire stash of art supplies. There are cases right now where I'm going to be delivering kits this week, and we have a lot of measures we're going through to make sure that it's safe and that it's not being touched for 24 hours to 48 hours. I think we're doing 48 hours. And then delivering with gloves, kind of like what places are doing, but you have to make sure it's with your county. Like whatever your county and your state is telling you to do, that's what you have to do. But a lot of times you can do virtual paint parties without having to deliver anything to people, just like I did right here with y'all. Let's see. I'm in, but I don't like Starbucks. What is it with all these people that don't drink coffee?
I don't know.
We need to have a coffee talk.
Yeah, for real. Like, we will find your coffee.
We'll drink your coffee for you.
Yes. I can get the people's Starbucks gift.
The people who win that don't like coffee,
I get it.
We'll just keep it.
We'll just keep it for me.
We're just kidding. We're kidding. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I won't buy the Starbucks gift cards till we know for sure if you win and you won. No more last questions. My Facebook glitched several times. Have to watch before I can finish. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think everybody in the world is on Facebook. That's probably why. And Amanda says, I love me some Starbucks.
There's
Amanda, yes. We will have some coffee together.
That way, you're way up in the...
Oh, sorry. Grace says, I'll be painting from Germany. Oh my gosh. I know. I'm like, there's so many places we want to go now, Grace. And it's like, now that we can't even leave the States, it makes me want to go even more. I don't know if anybody else is having that feeling. So we started a Easley family adventure, and we started putting all the places we want to go. Let's see. I want to try Starry Night, but I don't drink coffee and could use some art supplies. Maybe we go art supplies route. We'll drink the coffee while we send y'all art supplies. Oh, no, Ada loves Starbucks. Okay, good. We have some Starbucks. All right, guys. I think we're going to finish up here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sharing with your friends. I hope they enjoyed this. And if you want to learn a little bit about Facebook Lives and want to see a very humiliating video of me.
You know, I just realized.
Doing Facebook Lives?
In the video, you're talking about Starbucks. The best drink right now is the lemon bar mocha, I think.
I don't even know. It's bad.
The lemon is just so good.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure everyone who signs up for the learnfacebooklive.com, I'm going to go right now in my email system and make sure y'all get the video of me humiliating myself.
It's hilarious.
It's really funny. It's pretty bad. Anyway, all right, guys, I hope y'all have a great day, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.